So yeah, I hit 1000 subs about 2 weeks ago. Around that time, I made a community post asking for questions for this video, and I got 10. And that's enough for me. So the first question is by Clutch, and he asks, can you make a tutorial on the cinematic shots? I already made a tutorial a few weeks ago. However, I believe they changed the UI in the world editor. But I don't know in what way, as I haven't had time to go on BeamNG too much recently. So I don't think I will make a new tutorial on it, but you can comment your ideas for future tutorials. Second question is by Technomax, and he says, what is your most favorite Ferrari ever? I have never been too keen on Ferraris, but some newer ones have caught my eye recently. However, two Ferraris that have always interested me are the F40 and the Testarossa. I would say that the Testarossa is my favorite Ferrari made, as I have always liked the design of boxy and wedge-shaped 80s cars, even the supercars like the Testarossa and the Lamborghini Countach. Corgis are epic, no doubt in my mind, yeah. Asks, what car is your favorite in BeamNG, modded and vanilla? I've had several phases of favorite cars in BeamNG. These include the MR Turbo Corvette, Civetta Bolide, Grand Marshal, First Gen Pessima, I-Series, and when I recently found out the Legrand had a rear-wheel drive transfer case, it has become my favorite all-rounder for now. However, for modded cars, it's probably the 1994 ETK K-Series by Lucas BE. It has a super detailed interior and exterior, functional soft top, amazing driving feel, and is based off a BMW Z3, which is a BMW I quite like. However, it would have been nice to see more configs and more diversity between them, and for the car to be equipped with modern BeamNG functions, like openable doors and animated shifters. A close second would probably be the Mark II Ibushu Kushera, which would have to be updated to modern standards too. Next up, Blue Doge asks, what's your opinions on bread? Yes. Wojtek4011 asks, what's your opinion on Daewoo Matiz? Not much to say about it really. It's a goofy looking car in a good way, and it's quite economical for many people as it just serves as transport from A to B. However, some cars that are front wheel drive can be extremely fun, even if it has only 50 horsepower. Alright, maybe not so fun. 730R asks, opinions of Lada Niva. I'd say it's an interesting attempt by Lada to make an off-road vehicle. Russia is from Eastern Europe, so if you have one, you automatically become a However, the one thing I don't like about it is the light placement on the front. I much prefer Lada sedans like the 2105 or the 2106. Janusz asks, if BeamNG had DLCs, which one what would buy for £10? I never really liked the idea of DLCs. However, as a person who has all the current ETS2 map expansion DLCs, I'd say that I would get map expansions or more maps for BeamNG if they ever did release DLCs. I would even pay for some of the maps to be connected together properly without much performance issues, which probably wouldn't be possible. Well, can you imagine driving from West Coast to East Coast through Utah and Johnson Valley? Janusz also states, rate the Audi RS6 1 to 10. When talking about the 2013 to 18 Audi RS6, I've always liked them when it comes to practicality and looks. I always admired older cars more than newer ones, and considering this was one of the main newer cars I've liked, I'd give it a solid 7. However, as a BMW fan deep down, the BMW M3 Touring that launched last year has definitely taken over its spot. I never really liked the 6th gen front faces of the M3 and M4, but it looks amazing in person when paired with the Touring rear. K-Pro Gaming asks, what is your dream 3-car garage would have? This is a bit of a difficult question to answer. However, I've always liked the idea of having one Japanese, one German, and one American car. Out of the American vehicles, I would probably consider the 1969 Ford Mustang Boss 49, a 1959 Chevrolet Impala convertible, or a 1959 Cadillac Eldorado. But considering the fact that I live in Europe, it would be impractical to have such a land yacht around here. So instead, I would probably want to have two of the following. Nissan 240Z, Nissan RPS13 with a PS13 front end, overall called a Celatie, Mazda RX-7 FB, Mazda RX-7 FC, or a Mazda Miata. Lastly, I would want a BMW E38 740i and see how it is to own one of these endless money drains, as my dad used to have one and I liked it quite a lot. Alternatively, I would want a BMW M3 Touring, as mentioned earlier, to have as a fun daily driver. Finally, Plum asks, what is the best BeamNG update so far? I would say that there was quite a lot of amazing BeamNG updates and quite a few bad ones. In my personal opinion, the best update I've experienced was when version 0.26 came out, titled Cove at the Moment. In this update they added functional odometers and animated manual shifters, which both make sense considering the handbrake, pedals and steering wheel were already animated. It also added roof bar loads, which are a nice addition as they serve well in roleplay circumstances. A big feature for me in this update is the addition of motion blur, which greatly increased the sense of speed in the game. And an important feature for everyone is that they added simplified traffic cars, which meant that people could gain way more FPS with the traffic spawned in, or spawn many more. The final major thing in this update was the remaster of the fan favorite hatchback, the Corvette. The revamped 3D model is amazing, and the new MR Turbo config was my favorite car to drive in the entire game for a while. Also, they added right-hand drive interiors to it, which makes the game more immersive for me, as my shifter on my sim rig is on the left because I live in the UK. A close contender for the best update would be version 0.23, if they didn't remove grid map V1, as I much preferred it over V2 for some reason. Thanks for watching, thanks for 1k subs. I need to go sleep and wake up in 3 hours as it's 3 AM. Good night. And sorry for the breathing, I can't be bothered to edit it out.